Hi everyone, Claudia here from Light and Clarity. I have your channel messages. So we're starting Wednesday the 21st. We are close to Christmas, so I've got some Christmas decorations behind me. Please bear with me while I connect for you all. Thank you. We have Mother Mary and Ascended Master Merlin coming in. So Mother Mary is in Jesus' mother, and Ascended Master Merlin coming in to be with you all. It's going to make the connection stronger. Mother Mary says a lot of you are doing a lot of shedding and a lot of clearing. She uses the words, a lot of you are being cleared. She says, polished up is what she is saying. In order to move forth into the new year in the way that you're meant to move forth, in the way that it is time. She says a lot of you have held yourselves back and you're actually being forced to look at things you weren't looking at before. She says, and you're actually being asked to look at those things and letting go and shedding what no longer serves you, being polished up and moving forwards. As this is an important thing to do, she says, as you move into, she says, your new year, there will be a lot of new changes for a lot of you coming up in the new year. Changes you didn't see coming, and there's about 2 changes, and I do feel as though they are on a good note, a happy note, these 2 changes. I want to say one is at between January and June, the other one is between June and December, and they're quite prominent changes, Mother Mary makes me feel. She also says your energies are being prepared for a higher vibrational download. So she shows me that a lot of you are ascending. A lot of you are coming back to the self, are merging with the higher selves. And that is what ascension is you finding and who it is that you are more and more. Being of an acceptance of your divinity, she says. She says that right now is a very important time within each of your lives. It's an important piece of the puzzle that you are standing in and that you are working on. And she shows me that a lot of you have walked through the doorway already. You've already moved forward and walked onto a new door, walked through onto a new footing. But she says some of you are still in transition with that. Some have held back and have stood in their gardens just a bit too long. She says you're actually being pushed forwards now, without a doubt. Master Merlin says he's actually hanging back with those of you who are still walking around your gardens wondering what to do and where to go. He's actually working with a lot of you in order to get you out of those small gardens, in order to get you walking forward. So Mother Mary says she's there pointing the road. She's there showing the road to those of you who are walking through the doorway, and she's assisting those of you who are. And Merlin is hanging back with those who are not quite there yet but are preparing to walk through. So he's bringing through the energy of encouragement and courage in order to do this. He says you've all got the know-how. Some of you think that you can't see, when in fact he says you can actually see. They're asking you to start trusting, trusting your own intuitions, trusting where it is you feel to be and go. It's something they've said before. Trusting your own decision making, they're saying, is very important here. So essentially trusting yourselves. You haven't trusted yourselves. They're saying that you have kind of berated yourselves a bit when you've made mistakes, or what you've perceived as mistakes. They said you've put yourself down and it's stopped some of you from embarking on some of the goals and some of the transitions you wanted to embark on. It's held you back. And they're saying, we're asking you to start trusting yourselves, forgiving yourselves where you think you need to forgive yourselves. And they're saying, this is not from God, this is you forgiving you. It's not God forgiving you, they're saying. For we are more harsher than God on ourselves. But God is not harsh on us at all. They're saying God is very loving and a very loving parent towards each of us. When we say God is harsh, that is a human way of thinking. They're saying that is from your human society, your hierarchy of what it is that you believe, your structural society. When in fact, God is not this. God is very loving, and God allows you to make mistakes, and God is there with you as you so wish, as you so call upon the Creator, and as you are in need. Now, in closing, they're saying that around Christmas time or just after Christmas time, they're using the words, you will feel the earth moving a little bit under your feet. You'll feel like a small sort of earthquake under the feet. And whether this is something that's going to be literal in some parts of the world, and we're going to hear about it, whether this is an earthquake or a landslide, or whether this is something to do with our lives in general. I'm just going to see what this is. Okay, so they're talking about there's something that's going to happen in your outer world that's going to shift you internally. So it's as though you're going to come to some sort of resolve. You're going to go, nope, I'm going to do this. Nope, this needs to be done. Nope, this needs to be sorted out. And it's something outside your world that triggers you. So whether this is a life event that triggers you to do with your own lives or to do with around the world, there's something that's been designed that's going to trigger you. And it's as though it kind of awakens you out of your slumber. For some of you, it really does. And it actually, you end up having like a light bulb moment come on. You go, you know what? I've now decided I'm going to go and do this. I'm going completely different from what I said, and I'm going to go and do this because it needs to be done. Mother Mary says, we don't want you to be afraid of your own shadows. Interesting. We want you to look forwards. We want you not to be afraid of what it is that you want to do for yourselves. We want you to go out and do it. Walk out on a limb, she says, for you're well equipped to do what it is that you want to do. You actually have not only the abilities, you've got the emotional capabilities, she says, of doing what it is that you need to do for yourself and want to do. She says some of you have really given yourselves a narrow passage in how you view life and what you think you have to do or should be, or where you what you should be doing. She says that's enough. We need to widen that lens now, and that lens is going to be widened whether you like it or not. And then she just shows me it widening, and you're going to go, okay, there's more here. And there's more that I can do. So they're asking you to see from a wider lens, to look around you and see what is that you haven't seen before, and do some of the things you haven't done that perhaps you have been apprehensive of doing. And she talks about this from a joyful perspective of what awaits you. She wants you to bring more joy in, more happiness in. Some of you have only allowed yourselves to have a small amount of happiness. You've really narrowed the looks, narrowed your eyes, put the tunnel vision there, and you put the tunnel vision around the heart as well. And you've decided it's got to look a particular way, it's got to go this way, when in fact she says that is not what you are here for, and some of you have played it safe for too long, and she says that is being removed around the heart center. And some of you are going to discover yourselves and experience yourselves in ways you have never experienced yourselves before. She says this is done on purpose and that this is coming in. Don't be afraid of new beginnings, she says, for we walk with you and we stand with you. She's placing her hand on each of your heads. And she's smiling. She brings in the energy of encouragement. And she's holding some of you up. Some of you are really slumped down. Your heart centers are really down. I don't want to see that. But she shows me that, and she says she's looking to lift the heart centers up within you once again, lift you all up again, and get you to stand up and get moving. She says, all in good time. We don't want you to overstrain. She says, they're all in good time. Some of you are more ahead than others. And those you're each where you're meant to be and where you're allowing yourselves to be, and that's perfectly fine. She says you will get to your destinations. You will reach your destination. She says we're here to assist you on your journey forward as we embark into the new year, as you embark into your new year. I'm going to thank Mother Mary and Master Merlin for coming in. They're both very, very kind. Master Merlin is very professor-like. He's very gentle and very kind. He has a heart of gold. And Mother Mary is so encouraging. She's so knowing. And she's so, you've got this. You can do this. And that is what she's here to do. Merlin holds space for you all and encourages you forward. And Mother Mary's here to just bring in that motivation. She also says if you want to bring more motivation, she says work with the energy of orange, have some orange candles. You don't have to light them. Bring in orange around you, orange flowers, orange candles. This connects to the sacral, she says, which it does, the color orange. Connects to your relationships, your sexuality, your motivation, your creativity. So start having some orange around you, she says. Going to assist you. So wear it, have it around you in the house, orange candles, orange flowers, whatever orange. She says, we want you to have it in your eyesight. It's going to lift you up. She wants you to breathe that colour into your aura. When you're looking at that candle, those flowers, just breathe that energy into your aura, breathe it into your chakras with the intention of motivation, with the intention of courage and motivation. Beautiful. All right. Well, to those of you who celebrate Christmas, I wish you all a beautiful, blessed Christmas. And to those of you who don't, I wish you have a beautiful holiday for the public holidays that you'll be having. Around the world we all hold each other's hands regardless of what religion we are. And I want to remind you all of that. Whether we celebrate Christmas, whether we don't, we all hold each other on an energetic front. And we all chose to come here to teach one another indirectly and directly by the different lives we keep, by the different religions that we are, by the no religions that we are, by how we live our lives. We teach one another directly and indirectly. And we chose to come here to hold each other's hands energetically. Sometimes those life lessons aren't easy. But at a soul level, each and every one of us that walks the earth loves each other very much, because we're all part of the divine plan. We're all part of God. We were all one with the Creator. And whatever God means to you, God can be energy. God is neither he nor she. God is energy. God is just amazing. We are all one with God. We're all parts of God. We're all broken off parts of God. We chose to have this experience that we're having. I want you all to remember that one of the things that was said to me actually years ago, and I've said it before, the story when I was living in WA and I was walking to the library with my kids. One was very small, about 3, he wasn't sleeping properly. The other one was older. I was riddled with hay fever. And I was saying, to my guides, my spirit guides, oh, it's all very cushy for you lot, isn't it? Up there, I'm down here. This one's not sleeping. This one, the older one, asks me 50 million questions. I'm riddled with hay fever. My husband was working away. For those of you who live in WA, FIFO worker. Still is a FIFO worker. You all know what I'm talking about. Fly-out worker. So, of course, I'm by myself. And I was not feeling good. And I said all that, ranting in my head, And all of a sudden, I wasn't even channeling, but as I was walking in, my guide, she came in, she channeled out of my heart center. I was like, oh, hello. And she said, you have been given a wonderful opportunity being there on earth. And in that moment, I was humbled and I said, yes, I know that. There are many souls waiting to incarnate on earth because earth offers us, can't speak, um, the fastest growth, the most growth, the fastest being here on earth. You will not grow anywhere else faster than earth on a spiritual level. And that is why you choose to come, because you know you're going to grow very quickly here on earth and you're going to go very far being here on earth than any other dimension could ever award you. And your learning doesn't stop here. You continue learning when you pass and you go into the heavens and you sit in the various classes and courses and whatever you choose to do. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But it's a wonderful opportunity being here, regardless of what you're going through. And do reach out if you're needing help. Reach out, see a counsellor. Reach out, go and speak to the GP. See a psychologist. If you need a reading, reach out. I'm happy to help. Or needing a healing, I'm happy to help. And there are many readers and healers like myself who can help you. Just be discerning who you pick. Be discerning who does the healing on you. Be discerning who gives you a reading, because I'm very discerning who gives me a reading and who gives me a healing. So I'm just reminding you of that, because often I see clients come at me and say, I had a reading, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what did they say? And I have to help them and work them through that. I have to look through that clairvoyance eyes to understand what he or she was seeing, and then I need to see what's on the other side of that, because you can't leave a client like that. I just shake my head. Never mind, it's another story. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, lots of love, and I will connect with all of you again at some point next week. I'll try and put a card of the day out come Friday. I'll try and do that. All right, lots of love, everyone. Thank you for all your beautiful support throughout this year, all your lovely comments. Some of you sometimes send me private messages. You're not even my clients, but you send me private messages saying, I haven't seen you online, are you okay? And I'm just overcome by the love and support I receive from all of you, all my regular clients and all new clients, and everyone that has worked with me this year on the different capacities that I run my courses on. Much love to all of you, and to all my beautiful viewers across the world who have never worked with me, but you've all sat with me, and on my weekly readings or whatever else I choose to put out, and you've sent me private messages as well, and just I'm very happy to be with each of you, and I extend all my love. It is absolutely lovely to channel for all of you. I love my work, and I love allowing God working through me and Spirit working through me, just to give assistance, because sometimes it is very much needed for all of us. Yeah. All right. Well, Merry Christmas, guys, and I'll connect with all of you again soon. Thanks, everybody.